See if it works.
I mean, it should. You gotta bring that audio down a little bit.
Maybe.
I mean, it's rolling around. Like, do you think we're
I mean,
amateurs?
people will tell us.
Did we actually mess with the camera angle? No, we didn't.
No, it looks good. I'm sure it's fine. Hey, everybody! Welcome back to another Technically Speaking live show, and we're almost on time, man. That's 8:01. I'm impressed.
That's pretty good.
Compared to last week when we were 6 shades of messed up. I'm trying really hard not to swear. It's tough.
Well, last week you dropped it like it's hot. Strangers brought the hell.
Yeah, that'll happen. So what's going on, everybody? Each week, Scott and I get together to talk about the latest happenings in tech. This week, we are quasi-sponsored by B-Script, who we have.
Oh, dude, I got this in the mail.
It's dope, man.
B-Script Pro.
Yeah.
I wanted to try this. So one thing I've noticed off the bat with this is you definitely cannot use. Oh, okay, it just broke it.
This thing
I
is
was
so
gonna-
awesome, except for when I break it.
Okay, so now that solves the one problem that I had with it. I was like, I
Yeah.
can't use my moment lenses because this gets in the way. It doesn't anymore.
Cool. So now it's like an enthusiastic yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
What does poking me do?
it's pretty sturdy.
wow,
It's like sturdy.
Like, you're not breaking this thing.
So I'll be
You've got
doing
big old gorilla hands.
Yeah, like
You're
I'll
not
be
breaking
doing
this.
a review of the B-Script Pro with the moment lenses.
Wow.
Specifically.
I
You get it now, right? Like,
yeah.
this little
Dude, that is
doohickey was
awesome.
in the way, and I was like, I couldn't screw in my moment lenses, and I couldn't figure out why. Now, like, it's super legit, and I'm really okay with it. So.
For anyone out there who has completely lost the B-Script Pro, is basically, it's a cage for your phone that
Yep.
allows you, it's got a whole bunch of quarter-inch
Yep.
threaded.
Yep. And right here at the top, you actually have the hot shoe mount, and I have a cold shoe that I can then make a hot shoe. So if I wanted to do, does that make sense? So this is a hot
Do
shoe
you
mount.
average the two together? Is it just a lukewarm shoe?
I have a
It's
lukewarm
terrible
shoe
joke.
that I'm gonna put. Wow,
Don't-
that was really awful.
Yeah.
And then
bad.
you want to do like hot shoe inception? Are you ready? That sounds like a really weird video.
Okay.
A hot shoe inception. Like I'm putting the cold shoe mount on it.
Yeah.
And then I can add another mount to it that makes another arm with two other
Yeah.
hot shoe mounts.
Because-
so like I can just put
why
all
not?
kinds of things on this and make it weigh approximately 68 pounds.
Because why not? I mean, because I bet that would feel really good to hold out in front of you for a while.
Vlog.
Yeah.
Hey guys, just getting my curls in. No big deal.
Don't mind me.
Don't
My
mind the
arm
shaking.
is literally breaking.
I thought the Pixel had stabilization. I can't lift it anymore.
We got a whole bunch of people waiting in the comments. We
Oh,
got
wow,
the Everyday
okay.
Dad. Here we got Tech for Your Needs. The mayor himself, whom I did not get a chance to install his screen protector.
Thanks
Back to
for that. Yo, everybody!
Forgot about
I
that.
tagged some folks on Twitter. I absolutely. Thanks for stopping in.
Technically
Everyday
T.
Dad, Technically T,
Michael
Larry
Daniels
coming
is here,
on,
and
Michael
Larry.
Daniels,
Brian Fitzpatrick, thank you all so much
Brian,
for
thanks so
stopping
much.
by.
Tech for your needs.
Got
B-Script Pro.
got a lot of topics for you today. There has been a surprise for this week falling in between CES and basically Mobile World Congress. There is a lot of stuff that has happened this week.
Yeah, none of that's important. I'm going straight to it. Evidently, I got a bone to pick with you.
With me?
Yes.
Why?
There's so most people don't know this. I was at the doctor before the live show, so I was writing 11th hour type stuff. So I didn't check Twitter at all.
Yeah.
And then this guy.
Yeah.
This guy was like, ooh, I finished up a super secret project and I have legit
Nobody knows.
no idea.
I have not talked to anyone about
I don't know what this is about. I don't know what he's going to say.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, thank you. Cold shoe, hot shoe, I'm an idiot. Yes, it is a cold shoe, no data, that mounts in the area to make another mount. Thank you. No one gets what I'm saying.
I got you. I see
The
what you're saying.
everyday dad made a comment that says cold shoe, hot shoe, this is the difference. It's not another hot shoe mount. It's another mount. It's just a cold shoe mount that you can
make other cold
to
shoe
make
mounts,
other shoe
yeah.
mount. Yeah, I'm gonna just cold shoe all of it up. Lukewarm. Hot takes.
Idiot.
Hot snakes.
So, and bubble guts. So there's a project that I've been working on for the better part of 3 or 4 months now. It has been trials and tribulations.
The floor is yours. I literally have
You wanna see what it is?
No, I'm saying I don't know. Well, first of all, I don't know it's a thing until he
I literally picked it up and
3
brought it.
minutes it's sitting
just-
over there in the
we're
corner,
doing
and
it-
I
we're
had
doing
no
it now.
idea what it was. So, do I need to move anything?
No.
Like, do I need to move your beer?
No. Well, you'll be fine. You ready? You ready for
Okay,
this?
okay, I'm ready.
Ready for this? Okay.
I don't know what this is. Looks like a book. Looks like a blanket. It does not?
It is not.
Oh no! Are you serious?
This is handmade.
Oh wow!
This is a 10,000 subscriber award presented from us to us. This is 3D printed plastic.
No!
I 3D printed these earlier, painted them, the works.
Like, it looks really good.
The background just came in today, which is why this is part of what I've been waiting on for so long. The frames were a pain in the butt. The plastic was such an unholy epic tale. I have so many stories to tell about making this thing work. And then the background stuff just came today.
Dude, that looks amazing.
So there you go, man.
Oh, you got it for me?
Yeah, cheers.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 100%, man.
Dude, it looks really good. You guys, you have no idea how cool this is.
I made myself one too. So yeah,
That's right. We don't need YouTube to make our awards. We'll make our
made
own.
ourselves.
Dude,
Oh,
it
here we
looks
go.
so good.
Here we go. You ready?
It looks. I mean, it looks really good. You really did 3D print these.
Yeah, swear to God.
I mean,
That is about as official as you can get. You want to know the really frustrating
wow.
thing? The super frustrating thing is after I started on this project, I found a number of places that you can just go and buy like a metal play button from like a Chinese store, and they'll customize it. It doesn't even have to look like the YouTube logo. They'll put whatever they want, whatever you want on there. So yeah, after I got crazy far into this project, I was like, I could have just bought this and been done with it. And instead, so here's just a brief hint of some of the trials and tribulations of this. I had 2 of those buttons done, ready to go. It took me forever to get the sanding right because 3D printing creates a bunch of ridges on the top of the plastic. So I sanded it and primed it and painted it. And by the way, it's freezing here in Ohio and has been since I started this project, which is not good for spray painting. So a number of times I would do like a nice light coat on it and then it would freeze the paint. Like the paint would literally have ice crystals on it because it froze too quick. And so I would have to resand it and then reprime it and then repaint it.
It looks
such a pain in the butt.
So good. Seriously, thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. This is look.
I had no idea. Like this is genuine reaction. Like I didn't know what he was pulling out.
Yeah.
I was like, he's got a weird blanket over there. I was like, what are you pulling out
I had
over
to
there?
cover it up.
I know it looks. Look, guys, it's sister. It looks so good.
So painted it, and then I was waiting for it to dry so that I could kind of do the final assembly and set it up in front of the fireplace so that it could dry the paint a little bit. And I had it pretty far away from the fireplace.
Oh no!
It melted it, man. And I was like, I have to start completely over.
Oh no! It looks like it's so smooth. How much time did you spend?
A lot.
I bet you did. Oh man, it
A
looks
lot.
so good.
This is literally my first, like I've had a 3D printer for a while now, and this is my first project that I've ever gone as far as priming, painting, sanding the works. Like that is the most finished project I've done yet for the 3D printer. So
It
yeah,
looks
man.
so good. I cannot believe you.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I
Love you, buddy.
that.
Yeah, so that's a little soft topic to get out of the way first before we get into
That was
some of the other
crazy.
craziness.
I was like, "What are you pulling out?" And I was like,
Okay, I gotta take this thing down because I'm super nervous that it's gonna fall down and bash me in the back of the head. So maybe I'll just, I don't know, do I do this?
I don't know.
Maybe I'll
Lean
just do
it.
that.
I don't know.
I'll just do
We
that.
haven't got to 100,000
I'll just do that.
subscribers yet, and as soon as we do, we'll tell you what a real button
No.
like. I actually really like that a lot. Like,
Oh my gosh.
I have thoughts on that. It's
Yeah,
a
let's
lot
talk about
along
it, yeah.
the lines of what we were talking about a few weeks ago.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
This makes way more sense.
Do you
now.
understand why I had so much very detailed information when you
Yeah,
were
it
like,
makes a lot of
hey.
sense. Without giving too much away, I mentioned something a lot like this to Greg without actually knowing it, and he knew a lot of the
a
nuances.
lot of details about
Oh,
like how much it would cost and why it was like where the pitfalls are and so on and so forth. So that's a thing. Also, it looks like we have some other things to celebrate too. Our good friend Michael Daniels, to let you guys know, I got monetized
Woo,
today.
yeah!
Brother, congratulations.
Go
That
check
is
him out.
such a
Yes.
huge thing. This is a guy, for anybody who doesn't know, this is a guy who puts on game shows several times a week. Like, it's going out of style. And Scott and I we have not been on the game show. Yes, we know. Michael,
together.
I got it. We know.
You've been on it.
I have not been on the game show. I have been in the comment section
comments.
several times. And it's a great time, so you should
Yeah.
go and check it out. Go support him. I'm looking forward to being able to contribute back to the channel now because he has been a long-time supporter of ours.
100%. Oh, man.
So yeah, looking forward to that,
I'm
man.
all over. Like, I don't know where to go.
Congratulations.
I don't know where to go here. I got an award for 10,000.
Yeah.
Michael got his monetization finally. Technically, T's here. Everybody's here. The whole gang's
The
here.
whole gang is here.
I love it.
Well, I mean, what do you want to touch on first?
Man, do I want to go with the triggered one? Like, I don't want to.
Do you need a minute to gather your thoughts? 'Cause
No.
I can talk about my other project that I want to do too.
Are you talking about the dumb privacy speaker thing?
Don't let him
All right,
talk
like,
you
go
into
ahead.
the
Come with
dumbness.
it.
Here's
Come
the
with
thing. There's some really, really smart guys out there. This is a story that's out on TechCrunch right now. If you're ever concerned about the kind of security and privacy of your smart home speaker, there's some really smart guys that put together this project.
There's also one you just don't buy one.
I mean, you could do that, but I'm fully on board with this project. Short version is, you know that these smart home speakers are kind of always listening in the background for your keyword, and so to avoid any even accidental spying or anything like that, if you're the tinfoil hat wearing type of person.
Shocker.
Yeah, I know, right? They have this project where you can basically 3D print something that fits over top of your smart home speaker. You wire up an Arduino, or well, it's a Raspberry Pi and some extra circuit boards and speakers. This is not a project for the faint of heart, of course. And then with some custom software, what it does is it just lightly, quietly plays noise into the speaker of the smart home, like your Google Home,
So
your
like
Alexa or whatever.
Wah, 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 wah.
I mean, just random noise. It just constantly plays that. And then in the background, it basically listens for a keyword that you can configure. You can make it anything you want to.
I think the guy said
Anything you want to.
I think the guy said he called his Marvin. Like, hey Marvin, and it
There you go.
shut off the white noise.
Yep.
And kicked on
Passes, it
Google.
basically whispers the keyword to whatever device you have it sitting on top of. And then that way the device itself knows to listen to whatever you're going to tell it. Super clever project.
Yeah, you could just not buy a home speaker.
Yeah, but
And get
it's
that
the
privacy-
best of both worlds. Here's the
No,
thing.
it's not. It looks
Stop.
super weird.
Yeah, well, you look super weird too. But it's the best of
Impressive.
both worlds. Yes, I just gave you an award. I'm allowed to be.
I know. I'm taking a picture and putting it on Twitter while we're in the show.
It's the best of both worlds though, because I want the convenience that the smart home speakers provide, but there is legitimately concern to be had about, the types of data that they're collecting about you and stuff like
Yeah.
that. That being said, I'm not that concerned about it because I'm only going to do it as just as an interesting project to do down here for one of my 3 or 4 Google Homes that I have.
And I
it's
don't
not
think
a
it-
big enough deal for me to do everywhere.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I've only actually seen it for the regular Google Home, not the Mini or the Max.
So it's all in the 3D printed file. So it's basically a combination of a Raspberry Pi, another circuit board, some speakers that you wire up, and then all of that fits inside of a kind of 3D printed top. It kind of looks like, I don't know, like
It looks like a blob. Like
yeah,
a,
no, like
looks like if you
melted
took.
cheese. That's like
Yeah, if you took
on top.
what's the stuff that used to come in an egg? That you
silly
would,
putty.
Yes, there we go. It looks like silly putty if you just went.
Yeah, and you just
laid
let it
over
go.
top
Yeah.
of it.
So that's just really the container for all the circuit boards and stuff like that. But it's really cool. I'm strongly thinking about doing the project and then maybe documenting it, and I don't know, maybe it'll be video. I don't know. We'll see.
Dude, you have literally 2 3D printed videos right there. That one.
Which I didn't document any of.
Well,
And
it's so great that you documented that. It's almost like there are other YouTubers that are watching the channel that would do that
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah.
But you're cool. Let's just document the process.
What's dumb is like it wasn't until I got started on it, because it started out as like, well, let me just experiment and see what I can figure out. And then as I got further into the project, I was like, I'm such an idiot. I should have been documenting this from day one. So, yeah, there you go. That's that.
I'm literally tweeting as we speak.
Yeah.
That you have no idea how excited I am about that.
I'm glad you.
I almost want to take it to work. I'm that excited. Like, y'all don't even understand. I want this.
this is so
I'm about this life, man. You have no idea.
It's all about.
What do I get for
All right.
$20,000?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, that
Nothing.
sucks.
You get a pat on the back and an attaboy. That's what you get.
I get videos demonetized from YouTube.
It's gonna take me until we hit 20,000 to make another one anyway. What are you talking about? Good lord.
Oh God. Okay, so I thought that was kind of like my thing is I get it. It's in my opinion, that thing,
Yeah.
the blob,
Yeah.
is a hammer in search of a nail. if you want,
No.
to me it is. Just if you want your privacy,
Yeah.
don't buy a Google Home
Yeah,
or
but
an
what
Amazon
if you,
Alexa.
What if you want all of the... Okay, we've heard countless stories about how if you have Facebook open or Alexa or whatever, you casually mention Ford trucks, and now all of your search engine results are something related to Ford trucks.
Real talk.
Yeah.
This creeped me out today.
Yeah, go for it.
Real talk.
Sure.
In our chat session,
Sure,
like in our text message stream, we were talking about a certain place.
Okay, yeah.
I'm trying to say it without like getting everybody's feed to all
Yeah,
show up.
yeah.
A certain place where a rat runs around.
Yep, I'm with you.
Yeah. That showed up. Walt Disney Resorts.
Yeah.
Showed up as an ad.
Yeah.
In Instagram.
Okay. Okay, that's weird. Did you search for anything?
Here's the weird thing.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I didn't search for anything at all because I was in an all-day meeting.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing. I was like, I wonder if somebody was using my MacBook at home to search.
Nope.
It's impossible. My MacBook was with me.
That's weird.
Everything, and I don't have tablets.
Yeah.
Everything was with me.
So on one hand,
That had nothing to do with that was in a text message.
but the thing is, that
Creepy.
is exactly what I'm talking about, though, as far as like that overreaching creep factor. And here's a method for combating that in just in one scenario, right? That's not even talking about whether or not your phone is spying on you or whatever, and you think that it's a nail in search of a hammer.
No.
Let's wait for him to walk it back. Wait for him to walk
I'm
it
not
back
walking
now.
it back.
Walk it back.
I am making the choice to put an Amazon
Sure.
Echo or a Google Home in
Yeah.
my home. Thus, I have to be okay with them kind of listening.
Yeah.
I'm making the choice. If I don't want that,
You have an option.
take it out.
You have an option.
I don't want to but it's not aesthetically pleasing. That thing looks like a blob.
So
it
it's
looks weird.
It's supposed to look like a fungus. It's supposed to actually they modeled the whole idea came up off of something called the cordyceps mushroom or the cordyceps fungus, which is, first of all, super fascinating in and of itself. It is a fungus that takes over the nervous system of ants until it sprouts out of their head. It basically remote controls ants.
I'm not okay with that.
So freaking cool. So cool. Also,
That's cool.
so super cool.
Zombie ants are cool.
Yes,
That is
zombie
pretty
ants are
sweet.
cool. Thank you.
That's pretty sweet.
Also, that same mushroom, it's I think a slightly different variety, is what they use for like endurance training and stuff like that. Cordyceps mushrooms, you can take it as a supplement and it helps with endurance. Weird. Who knew?
That's creepy.
Okay, so getting into some real stuff now, right? So
that wasn't real?
I mean, it was real, but I mean, come on, people aren't here to talk about cordyceps mushrooms and nifty DIY maker nerd projects like that. I mean, I hope you are. I'm okay with it if you are. But I have a feeling people are much more interested in stuff like the CES stuff that we talked about last week, and then again, coming up next month is Mobile World Congress, and now is usually the time when we have this big drought of content because there's just not a lot happening
I got a hot take.
between now and then. However, this week alone, we have had 5 different early kind of phone rumors, all but confirmed.
Uh-huh.
Starting with, do you want to start with yours that's going to get you all fired up?
I'm so fired up about this because I think it's so stupid.
Okay.
I'm hoping that all of you have had a chance to go out and see the leaks. Android Police had the leaks of the Galaxy S10.
Yes.
The Galaxy S10. So they say it's a prototype. I highly doubt that at this point it's a prototype. They are caught live on a bus revealing the hole punch design with dual front cameras. So if you look at like MKBHD's videos, there's a hole punch, a single circle in the upper left of one of the phones. I think it was a Huawei phone, I don't remember. But the point is, it was a single hole up in the very upper left.
Which I think is gorgeous. I think that
I thought that was a good look.
a great look, yeah.
However,
should shut up everyone who complains about the notch. Should.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay, whoever it was, I think that might have been Huawei. But anyway, so Samsung comes out and says, I want to do dual front-facing cameras, which again, I'm very okay with.
Okay, sure.
Especially with the Pixel 3 XL where I could take like the extended arm selfie. Got it. Love it. Totally okay with it.
Yeah.
What I'm not okay with is they put the front-facing camera side by side, so it's not a hole punch. It's actually oblong.
Yeah.
So it's not single or hole, it's like hamburger. And they put it in the upper right. And then they proceeded to put it in the notification bar, and you still couldn't use the full screen of the S10. It's a notch, but it's an oblong hamburger-shaped hole.
It's just not connected to the top of the frame, and it's off-center now. Like, that's...
They literally put
The
a
only
camera
difference.
hole in the notification bar where the notch is
It
for
effectively...
every other phone.
It effectively looks like this. It's just on the other side.
Yes.
Like, if all of this all around here were screen, that's what it looks like. And it's,
They have literally rendered full screen completely pointless with what I saw in that leak. Because you didn't it wasn't full screen anyway. The camera punch hole was in the notification bar.
I mean-
and the person was watching a video.
I'm with you, but the thing is...
Triggered.
Yeah, but the full screen argument still applies to the notch, too.
What do you mean?
Okay, how are they going to fix this issue? You know what they're going to do? If you do full screen, they're just going to cut the screen there, and then you get this much.
Which
of
is
your full
exactly
screen.
what they do with the notch.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
So
why
it's
the notch is
even-
not a big deal.
Look, I'm with you.
I'm triggered.
You are clearly triggered.
Like, it's so stupid because
is.
what will happen is you'll have people
Very
that'll be like, oh, God, they got it wrong, like I'm doing right now, because in my opinion, they got it wrong because I'm going to
Yeah.
be upset with people going, it's the most gorgeous device I've ever seen. I don't even mind the hole punch. It's literally the same thing as a notch. You're not
Yeah.
even getting the full real estate that you complained about with the notch because it's in the upper right-hand corner
Yeah.
doing nothing, much like the notch was doing. Now, okay, people
people
have a
gonna
right
complain
to
about it
be
too.
people have a right to complain a little bit more about the Pixel 3 XL because the notch drops further into the video or further into the screen.
Yeah.
I got you. But this literally you have no argument at all with the notch on an iPhone. None.
Well-
You have zero argument when it comes to the iPhone
Yeah.
notch at all because it's fine. It was not a big deal before, it's not a big deal now.
I
It's almost like I made a video with that.
agree when it comes to the notch versus notch versus notch. There's no question. It's the same thing. Like
Yeah.
if the Pixel 3 notch is any bigger than the iPhone 10 notch, it ain't by much, and I doubt that it's by enough that people would really, really notice. Where I get frustrated personally is when we get comments on our videos that are like, "You guys don't understand. My phone is an extension of my fashion, and the phone is ugly. Ergo, it reflects poorly on me." And I refuse to believe that that's a serious comment because
No, people are dead serious.
that's the most patently absurd thing I've ever heard.
You wanna
if
know-
if your phone defines your sense of fashion and your sense of well-being and your sense of person, and the notch is ugly, ergo you feel like less
an
of a
ugly
complete person,
Yeah.
you are insane. You're a crazy person.
How about
I
the
got
fact,
nothing. I got
how about the
nothing.
fact that in our video, or in some of the videos, I have a video that's kind of going ham right now on the channel.
Yeah, you do. It's doing
right
work.
now, it's doing work, and I love it. It's great, except for some of the comments we're getting on that video. One of the comments, like, I'm worried about society. Like, this is way off
yeah.
topic. Somebody goes, "If you don't own AirPods, you're poor." What? What?
Yeah.
We're talking about headphones.
Yeah.
Headphones.
Look.
That was not the
Internet
intent.
trolls. It's
Oh,
internet trolls.
man.
That's all it is.
I'm
all it
triggered
is.
with the whole notch thing. People are gonna
Really are.
like you're gonna love or hate it. I don't particularly like the design of the upper right hand corner
Sure.
but it's again that's personal preference.
Do you like the single hole punch look?
Yes,
I think that's gorgeous.
single hole punch. I love it. I don't like what Samsung's done based on the one thing. I'm not triggered at Samsung. I'm
Yeah.
triggered at the people who are gonna go, "That's the most gorgeous phone I've ever seen. See, it's so much better looking than the notch." It literally provides no more functionality than the notch.
The oblong notch. Now the hole punch, I feel
Hole punch
like
is way different.
that is demonstrably better than the notch. And matter of fact, I think there's some really clever stuff that they could do with, again, anybody who doesn't really know what we're talking about, if you just kind of picture your phone with, picture if you don't actually do this, okay? I feel like we're on the internet and we have to forewarn people not to do this. But if you were to take a hole punch and put a hole punch through your phone in the upper left or right hand corner, whichever side it's on, that's approximately what we're talking about. It doesn't go through and through, but you can clearly see everything else on the screen is all picture except for this little hole in the upper corner. Now, you could do some really clever stuff with like around the hole itself. Maybe that's where you have like this circular battery indicator, like the battery just kind of wipes all the way around. As it's full, it's like a complete circle around, and then it kind of drains throughout the day. Like that would be a clever use of that space. Because right now, like, yes, the screen goes all the way up to the corner, even past that little hole punch, but it's not really usable. You're never going to change it to full screen and then care about what's down in that corner.
So-
That would just be a clever way to make use of that screen real
So
estate.
only because I really respect this person a lot, and I've been following for him for a long time. Russell Hawley from Android
yeah,
Central. Love the guy. Extremely smart cat.
Sure.
He wrote an article called "Hole Punch Displays Are Worse Than the Notch Display." I could not disagree.
Yeah, I think-
more than that. I'm going to read the article. I haven't read it. I'm not going to read it here on air.
I thought you meant you were literally going to read it on air.
No. Like, I'm not going to read it on
be
air.
a short article.
No. I'm not going to read it.
My attention span is this.
I don't think it's as bad as what he's saying. I have he goes to the asymmetry part from an OCD perspective. I respect that. Okay. He's not outlandish though. Like, he's not going to make things like, it's the worst thing ever. Like, I literally can't eat because of it.
I still
like,
feel
it's
that, like,
not
even the
remotely
asymmetry
close.
thing is still a played argument. Because, I mean,
yeah.
do you honestly think that one dot in the middle of the phone... I don't know why I keep grabbing your phone. Oh,
That's fine.
mine's the controller.
Do you think? I don't care.
One, like, dot in the middle of the phone is more aesthetically pleasing. I think that looks ridiculous, too.
Here's the thing. Notch is not a big deal. There's a video on the channel that says Notch is not a big deal. You know what?
I agree with that.
You think Notch is a big
I agree
deal?
with
Come fight me.
Don't at me, bro.
Don't at me. No, you know what? At me. I dare you.
So,
Do it.
So you're, that's the Galaxy S10. Your comments on here...
Real aggressive.
Ooh, there's
All
no
caps.
way, no way that I could share these with the rest of the stream. They're hateful. You were very clearly.
There are a lot.
upset.
There's a lot of F's
to
in
say
that
the least.
sentence. At least 3 lots.
The other one that we had heard about last year, about the time the Pixel 3 came out, and heard about it, kind of fell off the face of the planet, and now at once it's back. The Pixel 3 Lite is all but confirmed at this point.
Yep.
They are talking about bringing back the headphone jack, amongst other things. And again, these are all, like the S10, these are things that I would expect to hear more about at MWC Mobile World Congress happening next month, end of February. Pixel, I would be surprised if we heard about it next month. But
I think they're going to want to do their own separate thing.
which is typical. It's the same reason why Apple never shows up to CES and why they don't show up to Mobile World Congress really either. But interesting that they're talking about 1 year after coming out with the Pixel 3, they're already talking about a light version, which would be, from what we've gathered so far, looks to be kind of like the iPhone XR.
Yeah.
The LCD. So it's basically just cheaper build materials. It's a light version of the phone. It's not as premium as what the previous generation or previous version of the phone was.
From a hardware perspective, kinda. However, same great camera on the back.
Sure, yeah.
So the back shooter camera that you get in the Pixel 3 or the Pixel 3 XL,
Yep.
you get that same quality. And the reason is, that's all AI.
Right.
And they picked a chip specifically in that device. It's the Snapdragon 670, which they talked about last year.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like a Snapdragon 845.
Which is like brand new. So
So they say it's going to feel like that, but I don't know how that's possible.
I'm
always a little sketchy with it,
skeptical.
yeah.
I'm skeptical on that until the performance comes back. You say what you want to. but-
It's specifically a chip that has AI and camera. Like, that's the thing for this chip. So, whatever.
So AI in the chip itself, but also you still have the magic of Google's image processing algorithms that are out there for improving the quality of it. So, yeah, I'm not concerned at all about the quality of the camera.
Nope.
To me, I think the more interesting thing is like what this implies for Google's tempo moving forward for hardware, is whether or not this is going to be Google doing. Other hardware manufacturers have done variations of this. It kind of really got started with Intel in the kind of desktop processor area, well, desktop and server processors. It's the idea of doing a tick-tock where you have one major revision and then the next year you do kind of the same architecture, but you follow it up with like a smaller update. So it's just a major update, a little update, a major update, a little update. So
I guess
is this that? Like, is Google going to try and do an investment in the Pixel 3, get that big, premium tier bump, and then do a smaller update later on?
I look at it more along the lines of like not the iPhone XR,
Okay.
but what OnePlus does. Like OnePlus does like OnePlus 6
Yeah.
comes out at the beginning of the first quarter, in basically first second quarter of the year.
Yeah.
and then they have a big release of the OnePlus 6T, which is the
big upgrade.
The big like. So
Yeah,
I
so
feel
that's-
like it's more along the lines of that.
That's effectively the same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing though. It's just this incremental stair-step release approach, so that way you're not constantly cannibalizing your own product line.
They're
really,
doing
at that
it.
point.
They're doing it opposite of OnePlus, where OnePlus does
the small one and the big one.
they do the big one then the small one. So like
Oh, yeah,
the 6,
yeah, I'm with you.
and then the T is like
Right.
the small uptick.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's effectively what this would be then, because
Well-
they did the. Well, I guess
No, it's
3
backwards.
was last year.
Yeah, so 3 is October, and then the small incremental one would be the light.
Yeah. Okay.
Whereas OnePlus does a huge jump in the beginning of
Yeah.
the year, and then a moderate jump. At the
Yeah. So
end of the
I
year.
mean,
6.5 does.
yeah.
that.
Say when it happens is kind of irrelevant, but the point is that they're like a lot of other companies doing this kind of TikTok architecture. I think
Yeah.
it's interesting. It makes me wonder if this is this just a one-off, or are we kind of getting clues as to how Google's going to handle handset manufacturing going forward? Other huge Google news happened that I don't even know about. Like, you had to tell me about it.
Oh, the Fossil thing?
Yeah, Google bought Fossil.
Hashtag Pixel Watch confirmed.
That's what I'm
Oh, Pixel Watch
saying.
confirmed.
It's happening.
It's happening. Here's what's going to happen. They bought the technology and associates
Yeah,
from Fossil
yeah.
for their watches. So let me just go ahead and get this out of the way. Fossil
Watch
Android
sucks.
watches are trash.
They're so bad.
so bad. I can understand why it only cost $40 million. They're so bad. Pixel Watch confirmed though. This is it. It's happening.
Does it happen this year?
Ooh.
That's a quick turnaround.
Is it though?
Yes, that's a way quick turnaround.
Yeah, but if they were already developing all this stuff, it's just like
Fair.
I'm buying the Fossil hardware. If they were already working on
Okay,
it.
I really hope they're not buying the Fossil hardware, because one of the chief complaints that I have had from the get-go, and this was years ago when I had a Fossil watch, is that for a long time they were running on the same like 10-year-old, 11-year-old.
Hardware from the aesthetically outside, not the inside.
Okay, I'm with you on that
Yeah.
case, because one thing I do have to give Fossil credit for, this is a Fossil watch. This is the oldest watch that I own. This is a big tick that is...
Whoa.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is an old...
No, I mean like almost dropped a
Come on now. I am...
demonetized.
I am a professional.
Demonetized.
I'm not really a professional. This watch is crazy old. I mean, this is like 18 years old at this point. Old enough to smoke.
By the way,
something.
this picture on YouTube,
Yeah.
super crispy. Leave a comment if this is the
Yes.
most crispy you've ever seen us. Because
mean-
I'll be honest with you,
This is the crispiest I've ever
it
seen.
was pretty crispy.
So yeah, I'm super pumped. I was really hoping for a Pixel Watch last year. Didn't get it, of course.
Yep.
Fingers crossed, man. I want a Pixel Watch, and please, for
Why?
the love of God, Google, if you're watching, you're not watching. You got to nail the integration, man. Apple is eating you alive with the integrations. You got to get it right.
Why do you want a Pixel Watch? Real talk.
That's a great question. I don't have the best answer other than I like watches, first of all. I'm looking forward to... Okay, what it boils down to, my wife has an Apple Watch. And she went from, I mean, yeah, I'll get an Apple Watch. It should be pretty cool. She needs a watch for work anyway, so for her it was a no-brainer. I mean, the ability to like check text messages and stuff like that, like she doesn't always have the ability to grab her phone out of her pocket and respond, whereas the watch, pretty discreet, she can do that, no big deal. So that was how she initially got into it. And then once she got used to it, she's like, I love it, I use it all the time, I use it more often than I thought that I would initially. And I'm kind of looking forward to putting myself in that scenario where I have the watch and it's the best possible case scenario. It's the Pixel phone, it's the Pixel Watch, all made by Google. I don't have any like third-party weirdness like what I had with stupid Fossil Smart Q watch, piece of crap.
Ugh, it was so bad.
And I'm interested. I want to experiment. I want to play with it. I want to see how well it works, how well the integration works. I want to see.
So interesting that you mentioned that, because for me,
Yeah.
that is my Pixel Buds. I'm like the only one on the planet that believes that, but I use my Pixel Buds all the time. Like
But the integration-
the press and hold,
yeah.
double taps, give it voice command. I use it all the time. All the time.
I don't even know where my Pixel Buds are.
They're right there.
Oh. I don't even know how long they've been there. I use my Sony's, which I also have a video on the channel. Sony
And that's doing work, too.
CH700N. Those
That thing's doing
headphones are
work.
awesome. I get a bunch of crap for the noise cancellation being not that great. I hear you. I think it's fine. That's in the environment that I'm in. I'm actually really happy with the noise cancellation.
I'll give you $50 for your Pixel Buds.
We'll talk. Probably not.
All right, that's fair.
I use them often enough to where no.
Okay, I was gonna
but
say.
the thing is, like the integration, like the Pixel Buds, like the tap and hold and all that jazz, all of those features also exist in other products. So I don't feel like there's anything that is unique to the Pixel Buds that you can't also get on other products.
That's fair.
That drives why you have to have the Pixel Buds.
I guess like I use a Fitbit,
Yeah.
and so I've tried.
So you don't need the Pixel Watch then.
No,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've tried multiple Android
Yeah,
watches.
same here.
Multiple Android watches, and I hate how they say I walk like a penguin. And okay, I'll explain that in a second. I walk like a regular human being when I use a Fitbit.
Super defensive about that.
So like,
I am not a penguin.
I'm not a penguin.
I resent that.
but for whatever reason, when I have an Android watch on, it says that I walk 5,000 more steps between the two of them.
Oh yeah.
Because it feels like I don't have any idea like what the difference is.
Yeah.
But like one day when we were at the place where the rat gets his hands in your pocket, Walt Disney.
Okay. Thank you for continuing on. We like rats, hands in pockets. That
Yeah.
just immediately creeps me out.
Okay, I wore both an Android
Yeah.
Wear watch and a Fitbit.
Yeah.
Fitbit Charge 2, and I took like 18,000 steps on the Fitbit, like 28,000 steps on the Android Wear.
Yeah.
And I have no idea what the difference is. It has my height, weight in both, all of that. No idea why it says the difference. The only thing I can think of is it got something to do with like the average person who's
Maybe you got
5'10" that traveled this many miles and goes
Maybe you got
17,000 steps.
like a
I got a
pink
gangster
walk.
link.
Yeah, you got a gangster lean when you walk.
I got a gangster lean with a Fit or with an Android Wear watch, but not one with Fitbit.
Yeah. Whatever.
That makes no sense.
Weird flex, but okay.
I just don't get it.
That's
Like
so stupid.
that's
I don't
like
get
one
it
of my
either.
like,
It's-
but like
it's
with
dumb.
the Apple 4 Series 4 watch, that thing gets rave reviews
Yeah.
from a fitness perspective. I don't really. The Fitbit Charge 3 that I have on my wrist,
Yeah.
I get my text messages and things like that.
Yeah.
I find that I prefer getting my text messages through my headphones than I do my wrist. Me personally.
Okay, that's fair. I do not feel that same way. I will say this much though: the Pixel Watch, if they're going to basically just reinvent the fossil smartwatches, I feel like you gotta come to the table with more than that at this point. Because again, Apple is on Series 4 now, right? It's
Series
the
4.
latest and greatest.
Yep.
And they are coming out with some
Baller.
crazy awesome features. I mean, the EKG thing alone is not that is the reason that you have to buy one, but that's just it's a fantastic example of Apple thinking about like the future of wearables and the future of like health technology and stuff like that. And I need Google to be similarly adventurous when it comes to some of these products. Like you can't just do any old smartwatch. That's been done, and you see how well they sell. No one is going to buy the Pixel Watch just because it's the Pixel Watch.
Right.
If it isn't demonstrably better than some of the other products that are out there. Let's see what you can do.
The fall down feature for the Apple Series 4 is
Genius.
great for folks that are a little
Yeah.
older that may have something that they need someone to help them. Like, hey, I noticed that you fell down. There are stories out there where someone says, I noticed that they fell down. I got a notification on my phone. I immediately can message them and
Yeah.
say, are you okay? And then if they don't respond,
Yeah.
I can send someone over there to get help. So like, that's solving a problem
Yeah.
using the technology in the smartest way. And I love that.
Apple is even being so forward thinking as to they're working with insurance companies right now to see whether or not you could like subsidize the cost of the Apple Watch through your insurance. Like, you want to talk about forward thinking. They have made a simple to use smartphone, about as simple as you can make a smartphone to use. And you've got all these awesome health features baked into your watch. And then you're also going to make it easier for, older people, seniors, whatever, to get a hold of that technology. That's brilliant. That is a brilliant move, man.
And
Because traditionally phones have been, that's the young people market.
Yeah, no. The great thing about being the young person is like if my parents or my dad, when they get older, or mom get older, whatever that might be, it's a situation where I'm like, strap this watch to your wrist.
For sure.
That way I can help you even though I can't be
Yep.
there. He gives me the chance to be in their lives just in case something bad happens. And I love that. That like people say like, oh, Apple fanboys, Google fanboys. No, like solve some problems for the world and I'll give you the kudos in the world.
This is especially when I get irritated with the people that call us Google fanboys, because it's like, here I am giving Apple a boatload of credit. Like, I actually really like some of the things that they've done. Like, we have been Apple fanboying it up for the last several minutes now. But
Yeah.
whatever. Other kind of interesting stuff that was talked about this week, Oppo, another phone manufacturer, they're talking about, they have confirmed at this point, their phone with 10x optical zoom.
Cool. Well, as soon as they release the 5X optical that they didn't last year, I'll look forward to the 10.
I agree. I just think it's very interesting that if you see the exploded diagram of like all the lens stacked up to make that 10x optical zoom,
I think it's great.
very interesting.
The problem is they confirmed that 5X like that. It's confirmed.
Yeah.
It works. There are videos showing that it works. They
They
just,
just never released it.
They never put it in the product.
So we'll
Put it
see
in
if
the
that one
product.
ever comes out.
Oppo's the one, like, they make some gorgeous phones.
They do. They really do.
Gorgeous.
There are a lot of beautiful handset manufacturers out there. I mean,
lot.
the manufacturers are
Yep.
beautiful. The phones are. You know what I'm saying. LG G8 may have a secondary detachable screen.
That's so dumb.
I don't.
That triggers me too. Like, apparently the second screen will be optional,
Yeah.
like a case, and it's designed to extend the size of the screen.
You don't say.
Okay, so what? You got to power it. So where are you gonna get that?
Oh, no. My favorite part is where they go on to say it won't impact the battery life or break ever.
Wait, that was like I thought that was just a comment that you made. Like that was like, oh
That
yeah,
was
they'll
not
never
me making that comment.
Oh, that was like that's a quote. It will
believe-
not impact battery life or break ever.
Oh, I thought. Wait, did you put that in there?
I
did
didn't
not
put that in there.
I did not put that in there. Somebody's.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I
okay.
I put that in there, but the
As sarcasm.
yes.
I'm with you now. I thought you pulled that out of the article. I was like, what is that?
I was gonna say,
it's
no.
clearly going to impact the battery life then. Like, it has to. There's just no way that... unless it's externally powered. But I
But it's
don't understand the
connected to the
use
phone.
case, though. But I... Still. Connected to the phone and then, like, externally powered USB, whatever.
Why
Could
would you
be.
do that?
I agree with you. That's what I'm saying. Like, at the heart of this entire thing is, what is the use case for having a secondary detachable screen?
We can do that now. If you get a USB Type-C to an HDMI,
Plug it into a monitor.
plug it into a monitor, you can have the biggest screen you want that you don't suck any battery life out of because it's plugged into the wall.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
I could just buy a Royale and have a foldable screen, and then I have both a tablet and a phone. If I wanted to drop like $10,000.
Is that the one that has like the
That's
gaudy rubber one, like the rubber thing in the middle that just looks just like horrible? Is that like horrible?
I
Like,
see where you're going. You dodged that one.
I did. Like I did. But like
So-
the Royale is the one that's like $10,000, but like it
Yeah, you
folds,
fold
but
it
it's
up
got that
and it's
weird
like
rubber
teardrop
boot.
shaped. Yeah, on
Yeah,
the back
that's
side.
so
Yeah.
dumb.
It's so dumb.
like dumb.
They had
And-
to build a custom version of Android that they called Flow so that they could figure out how to get Android to actually rotate and scale and squeeze properly.
and then
on
it
the
didn't work.
device.
I think Mr. Mobile had that. Like
It
Michael Fisher did one.
It
He was like,
works
"It's really bad."
ish. Yeah,
Because
it's not. Well, so first of all, it's not even available in the U.S. At least not for the
Shocker.
foreseeable future. It's only available in China, and it's still bananas expensive. So
$1,500.
yeah, so keep it. Speaking of $1,500, which Larry is also talking about down in the comments below, I see Motorola is bringing the Razr phone back, which for its time, the Razr flip phone was probably that was the iPhone of its time.
Revolutionary.
It was-
Oh, yeah.
it was such a status symbol. Like if you had the Razr phone, it's like oh, like that thing was so legit it hurts.
Yeah.
So they're going to bring it back. It's coming back as a foldable phone because, I mean, you're going to hear more about foldable phones
Oh yeah.
for a while now. Everyone is going to have some type of spin on this. Here's the
Yeah.
downside, though. It's going to cost you about $1,500.
No. Like I've gone on record in other live shows where I talked about like I want the red hydrogen. Boy, did I swing and miss on that one.
Yeah.
Because I said, $1,200 is gonna be okay. I said it.
You did okay. You said it, but also where I will defend you on that is you also said it's a phone, yes, but you wanted the camera technology from Red. So
I
if you
did.
could get the camera technology in a phone, even if it was like running an older version of Android, and it cost you $1,200,
I would have been okay with it.
Your pitch was red camera
Yep.
for $1,200.
Yeah.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, but I'm not going to spend what Motorola. You have let me down in the past
Yeah.
immensely. You've made some dynamite phones. Droid, the original Droid,
That phone was crazy awesome.
great phone, brick,
Yeah. Yeah.
like bulletproof. I loved it. It was a great phone. Droid 2, Droid 3. I was on board there. Then you really went off to pasture for a while on some of these other ones.
Well, they disappeared. They disappeared for a while. Google snatched them up, got some of their patents,
That was one.
and then went, okay, you can go on now. Go do whatever.
Lenovo, but Lenovo wants, so they bought them, and then now they want to come back, and they know
Yeah.
it was a status symbol. It was hot.
That's
The Razr was the phone,
for sure.
and so they're going to try to snap that back by. I'm going to assume that it's going to look something like the original Razr.
It'll probably have some design cues. My problem with them, my problem with this story is the fact that the Razr, the thing that really set it apart, the thing that drove the name Razr, was the phone came out at a time when other phones, even flip phones, were pretty thick. Clamshell phones were thicker phones. So the Razr really distinguished itself by being this crazy thin phone. Like the phone folded together was as thick as other phones opened up.
Thicker than a bolo.
Oh my god!
Go, you think a little bowl of oatmeal.
Oh my god! I love
That's
that.
still
That's still my one of my
that
all-time
guy is
favorite
like
ones.
crazy.
Anyway, dialing it back in. I am unbelievably skeptical that Motorola is going to be able to launch a foldable phone that is going to still adhere to that same kind of the heritage that is the Razr phone. So the idea of like, you know, flip phone, ultra thin, sleek, modern design, blah 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 blah. It ain't gonna be thin. It's not. It is just not going to happen. Not at this stage. Now, further down the road, sure, but it's going to take some advancement in the product, and I don't see that happening by the rumored launch date of February,
Like
like next month,
like 30 days from now.
like 30 days from now.
Tech with Brett mentions it was so sharp. I mean, it was
Dude, that phone was so dope.
dope.
I
February?
love that one. Yeah, February, supposedly.
It has like, what are you possibly going to make? Like, how could you pull it off?
And again, I don't even. I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around this one because so far the every other iteration of the foldable phone that we've seen so far has been okay. That's neat. That's a cool tech demo that you've got there. But that is not a consumer ready product, man.
The only one that's close that I've seen that's close is the hidden Samsung one. The one that was like they opened it up like this and then folded it and then turned it over and then
yeah,
this
yeah,
back
yeah.
of this that was the only one that was close. And I'm not even saying
And
that
it was still
one
a
hit.
weird form factor, but at least that was like an interesting design
Yeah,
innovation.
I don't see like folding it again. If I go back to what a Razr was, you
Yeah.
flipped it up with your thumb. Like that was what you did.
Yeah.
I don't see you doing that.
No. No.
And we've already tried this whole like they have. I think they made an actual phone that was a smartphone.
Yeah.
That flipped like that. I'm
Yeah, I don't
almost
remember that one.
positive.
I don't remember that one, but that doesn't mean anything. I mean, let's not get it twisted. I just don't remember. So yeah, Razr phone. While you're looking that up, what else do we have?
Yeah.
Oh, we already talked about the G8. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
is
The
that? Oh,
Samsung
what is
W
Is the-
2018.
You flip it up and there's a keyboard underneath.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is. 6 gigs of RAM. So this was this was the thing. This was actually Samsung. Samsung W 2019 high-end flip phone comes with flagship specs. $2,700 flip phone with the brains of a smartphone. 6 gigs of RAM, Snapdragon 845. I mean, look at it though. It is sassy.
I had to check myself because I was about to drop some bombs on that one too.
That's a good looking phone though. Go out and Google Samsung W 2019.
It looks okay.
It's pretty. It's very
You
pretty.
want to talk about thicker than a bowl of oatmeal?
Oh, it is thick.
That-
It is down with the thickness.
That phone is like a half-inch thick. That's ridiculous.
Pause.
Yeah.
I like it. I think it's cool looking. I would never use it, nor would I ever spend $2,700.
Well, I just can't imagine, like, how big is the screen? Because if you're talking, like, the phone,
But
it
look
basically looks like two of these. One of these and then another one
no,
down
no,
at
no,
an
no.
angle.
Look, if you look at this, like, you flip it open to do a thing, you have the touch screen,
Yeah.
but then you close it and you have the screen on the outside. So you still have an outside screen, but then if you want to, like...
But you open it up. How big is the base? It's
I don't
if
know.
or if we're talking that it's like this size, and then I have to flip the whole thing open. You see what I'm saying? If it's this,
Hello?
No.
I'm on my hands-free! Yeah, it's really cool!
it's my Zach Morris phone for children of the '80s to get that reference. No, strongest of passes. I'm out,
I mean,
man.
it looks good, though, I bet.
All right, you want to move on?
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay, so
Oh, boy.
we're gonna hit a topic. Keep in mind, we do not discuss politics on this channel. I have no real interest in discussing politics with anyone.
Nope.
Have whatever beliefs that you want to, but there is an interesting consumer-focused impact that you, if you haven't experienced it now, you probably will in the not-too-distant future,
Yep.
revolving around the government shutdown, which has been going on in the U.S. for the better part of a month now, the way better part of a month. So here's the thing. When you go to the internet, if you go to any website that requires you to put in like personal details, names, phone numbers, social security numbers, bank information, stuff like that, those websites are secure. They are, if you look up in the address bar, it says HTTPS. That S means secure. That security thing means that you have to have some type of a certificate, it's not really an encryption certificate, but whatever, not important. It's just a certificate that basically handles a whole bunch of security stuff on the back end and says, yes, for sure, this website is secure. If you don't have a certificate, one of two things happens. Either your data that you're entering in is insecure, meaning that somebody listening somewhere further down the line on the internet could potentially sniff some of the details that you entered in there. So, case in point, think about entering in, I don't know,
Your social.
income, social security, income information in the IRS website. All of that could potentially be compromised, or worse yet, which is what's happening right now, is you could be completely blocked from accessing any of those web resources if that certificate is expired. And that's exactly what's happening. There are, as of right now, there are 80 different government websites whose security certificates have expired. They are not being renewed as of right now, and so you are either blocked from accessing that website, which frankly probably should happen, because the alternative is that you just default to insecure, and that's real not good.
Yeah.
That's that's super not good.
So, I was going to say, I don't want to interrupt you there.
No, do your thing.
So I was going to go to the other one.
Yeah.
The other
'Cause that's just part one.
That's part one. There's another part, the FCC. There are FCC workers that are currently furloughed,
Yep.
which you may have noticed an increase in robocalls.
I have.
So I know I have. That's definitely affected because there's no one to report the robocalls to, so they just let them do their thing.
Even if they're reporting it, there's no one that's doing anything.
There's
about
no one that can do anything with it because there's nobody there.
it. And they all know it.
Well, I mean, of course they do.
Yeah.
They all know it, but there's actually it turned into an interesting scam. A scam is popping up because of the furlough. That scammers are figuring out that they can actually just call the number because they're robocalling because they can, and they're going, "Hi, this is the IRS, and due to the shutdown," and they're giving you this whole long spiel, and they have the potential to scam more people.
Yeah.
So yes,
It's
you may
just
not
believable
necessarily be. Yeah, it's just believable enough. I mean, scammer, IRS, due to the shutdown.
Yeah.
Those are all facts, I guess. You could say, like, yes, there's a shutdown. Yes, the IRS is impacted, and they're going to get these people to call in and say, well, give me $50 in an iTunes gift card, and I'll make sure that the sheriff doesn't come get you, because that's a real thing. So the point is, you may not necessarily feel the shutdown in your particular space.
But it doesn't mean it's not going to impact
It doesn't
you.
mean that it doesn't impact tech and technology
Yeah.
in the area.
That's honestly, that's the kind of stuff that has me the most concerned. Like, I see and feel the direct impact of the security certificates thing. The robocalling thing, I've definitely had an impact from. But honestly, at this point, if I don't recognize the number, you're getting screened anyway. I don't even care. So
I guess you just
I'm
Google
way less
screen.
concerned about that. But it's I think it's super important to let as many people know as possible that if you get one of these calls from the IRS claiming that you need to call them to be able to whatever their excuse is, don't do it.
Yeah.
Like it's not now.
If you have a Google device, a Google Pixel I think it always goes back to the 1 at this point. So the original Google Pixel, I don't know, the Pixel 2
Yeah, I
and
know
the
the
Pixel
Pixel
3
2 does.
for sure. Just use Google Screen Call. They do not like that.
Oh, it's so awesome.
They do not like
Oh,
that.
I love it. I love it.
I use it all the time. It doesn't clog up my voicemail.
Yep.
And they hate it. Hate it.
They hang up. I mean,
I'm not mad about it.
I feel like they're finally getting the message. Like, once that thing comes along, it's like, okay, well, I mean, yeah, this is somebody's number. It's an active number, but they're never going to answer the phone. Like, you've got this thing. They're not even going to take the chance of answering the phone. 'Cause
Yeah.
I for sure don't anymore. If I even suspect, like I said, if I don't recognize the number, if you're not my caller ID, or I even
Nope.
suspect that you're a spam number, I'm not answering. There's no way. Not worth it.
Yeah.
All right,
It's
that's
true.
That's our 10-second government
Okay.
talk.
You
You got anything else on that one? Because I don't.
No, I don't on that
I
one.
think the important thing is just talking about the scam thing.
Yep.
Netflix. If you're a Netflix subscriber, you might notice some higher bills at the end of the month. Well, subscription rate. It's not really a bill. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, it is billed
They-
technically. It's a automatic subscription re-upping.
Yeah. So they're raising the prices by somewhere around like 17-18%, something like that. Short version is it turns into about $1 or $2 every month, and the pitch for this is that they are trying to raise some more money for Netflix original content, especially as they face more and more pressure from other streaming services, of which there are a boatload coming in 2019, including Disney Plus, which I personally am very interested in.
I am too.
I have young kids. I'm a huge fan of Star Wars and pretty much anything Marvel.
I
Those are all Disney properties.
Yeah, like that. Plus, I love me. Do you wanna build a snowman?
Yeah. My
That's
daughter loves Frozen still.
Oh,
Still.
it comes up
We reference
every day.
we like the two of us even reference random Frozen lines way
Oh,
more
yeah.
often than I feel like is healthy.
No, love that movie.
Oh,
it's a great movie.
God,
it's a great
yeah.
story.
Look, I'm not saying it's a bad story. I'm just saying we reference Frozen stuff a lot, several times a day. It's just
Yeah.
it just cracks me up. So yeah, so there's that. There's ABC, NBC. One of those guys is also launching their own streaming service.
Yeah, I won't do that one.
I agree with you. Part of the problem that I have with the traditional networks doing that is I don't feel like they have the catalog of content. But what I'm concerned about, and frankly what is probably going to happen for the foreseeable future, is you're going to start to see Netflix is going to dial up the original content because they're also going to start losing series, stuff that is basically...
House of Cards.
That's Netflix original. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to say, like, that
It's-
stopped.
Well, yeah, but Netflix basically needs another House of Cards type of series, and that is part of where this $1 and $2 increase in their monthly subscription fees is going to go. It's going to be movies like Bird Box, and hopefully a new killer series, a la House of Cards, or I mean, Orange is the New Black was pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I feel like House of Cards is way better, personally. I wish. Oh my god! I wish.
What about Bandersnatch?
I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Super interesting.
Did you Did you do it?
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
I do not like Black Mirror.
So yeah, we're talking about the series Black Mirror, which is also it is a Twilight Zone-esque type of show.
Yeah.
Real creepy.
It's real, like I never
If you
made
can
it
make
past
it-
the first episode.
I was just gonna say, if you can make it past the first episode of the first season,
Nope.
you pretty much know what you're in for. That's an aggressive show.
I watched the first episode. Stats actually is the one's like, you gotta watch it. So I watched it and I was like, never again. And then I never turned it on again. But it's actually it's its whole standalone. It's not in. It's Black
Sure,
Mirror
yeah.
the series.
Well,
and
so
it has
all of them.
Bandersnatch.
So all of the Black Mirror episodes are all, again, like the Twilight Zone, they're all just kind of standalone one-off stories. Like, every one is an exploration of some idea to the nth degree, like
No,
to
but-
its logical conclusion.
What I'm telling you is like when you search for it,
Yeah.
it's not in.
Oh, it's not in Black Mirror.
It's
Yeah,
its
yeah,
own
yeah.
thing.
I'm with you. It's a choose-your-own-adventure Twilight Zone type of thing that you interact with your remote or what have you. Matter of fact, it's become such a big deal that even the choose-your-own-adventure company that owns the rights to the books has sued Netflix because of that. But it's getting some good reviews, so that's
like
that's
it's
interesting.
really interesting.
Okay.
Like you go down a path and I'm like, whoa, like
Yeah.
one got me and I was like, so you go so many ways.
Really?
Right? You can go quite a few different
Yeah.
ways. I think they said there's like, without spoiling it, obviously, there's
Yeah.
like 5 or 6 like main endings,
Yeah.
but those are the main endings.
Oh, so then you have like little.
That's
one-off
that's
little-
assuming you get through all the weird one-offs. I can't tell you how many times I got through the non-main endings.
Really?
I only
Huh.
got to one, and I
Really?
bet you I did it. My wife and I watched it for probably 3 hours.
Okay, this is really. We're gonna take an aside here because this is super interesting to me. I am a. I mean, I used to be a huge video gamer. Now when I have time, I play video games. But effectively, what you're talking about is like that's the same type of experience that I have when I'm playing video games, especially like modern RPGs and stuff like that. Will have multiple endings, and it is kind of fun to go back and replay and revisit some of these. Stats also loves the Stanley Parable, which we have played a lot of, is like a great example of video game meets choose your own adventure. For anybody who knows about the Stanley Parable, you know what I'm talking about. You don't, but the fact that you are engaged with this piece of content for multiple hours, like longer than a standard movie, do you still feel the draw to go back and explore some of those past? So you're done. You're done.
I'm done. Once I got like the one that I got.
Yeah.
So, I'm a spoiler guy. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care if some, like, other than the Marvel Avengers stuff, don't spoil that for me. Like, that's
Yeah.
the only thing I really care deeply about.
Yeah.
Being spoiled. Anything else, I don't care.
Dumbledore dies.
Jeez, man, why you gotta do that?
Embrace the chaos. Look, if you haven't seen that movie yet, I don't feel bad.
You know what happens if our kids go back and watch it?
Eh.
Mine-
Okay, yeah,
mine.
that does kind of make me feel like a little
Wow,
bit
it's so dark. Jeez, man.
You know.
Anyway, the point is, everything but the Avengers stuff aside,
Yeah.
basically, after I got to the ending that I got,
Yeah.
I went and I looked, how many are there? And then I read about the other ones.
Okay.
The one that I got, based on what the other ones were,
Yeah.
totally okay with being the one that I got.
That's the one. So you
I am fine with the finality of that one.
knowing I know your wife very well. Your wife is the person that would read the Choose Your Own Adventure book and then backtrack and choose a different path to see.
I
what
know she
happens.
has watched it since then.
Okay,
I won't. I don't. I'm content.
You're satisfied. You're good.
Yeah, I'm content. Like the one that I got,
Yeah.
I was like, yes, that makes sense. Like that for me was
Yeah.
like that's exactly how I would have wanted it.
Okay.
It closed all the loops for me.
Okay.
Every loop was closed.
Well, now I have to go watch this because
Well, yeah,
I'm
science.
super curious.
Science.
Yeah, for science, of course, for science, naturally.
Yeah.
Well, you want to do the last one? Unless
Yeah,
you have another take on. Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Because we do. So, I'm pretty well invested in streaming stuff.
Yep.
I still do technically have cable. Not technically, I have cable.
I
I don't
don't.
watch TV hardly ever.
I got no game.
My content viewing is all YouTube or Netflix, or the absurd number of movies that I have. I love movies. Love movies.
You do.
Not the important thing.
Mm-hmm.
What, like, Netflix is raising their prices. One of the analysts that I was reading in this article said that, Netflix might drop a handful of customers. As of right now, I think they've dropped around 8% of their subscriber base has basically said, yeah, I'm not interested.
Wow, that's quite a bit.
Yeah, already. They'll come back. Or they'll just add on
Steal it
another
from somebody
8.
else.
Well, it'll be another 8% that'll jump on once. So Netflix gets this influx of money. They'll announce some new content, and then a bunch of people are going to come back because they're going to want to see whatever. But as they keep raising their prices, this analyst basically went out and speculated that it's not a zero-sum game. It's not like you raise the prices too high and then that's as high as they can go. The way this analyst sees it is Netflix can continue to raise prices as they go as long as they keep generating more and more content, adding new stuff out there. And I'm like,
The LABs just gave us money.
no way.
Yeah, swear to God.
Hey!
Literally gave us money.
I love this guy. I commented earlier. Look, he had a gift that was out on Twitter that made me laugh so hard. It was him demolishing this taco, and I was like looking at it, and I could feel my chest just squeezing. Like, this makes my cholesterol hurt. Was the comment that I gave him? Like, I could feel the ensuing heart attack just from watching it.
No, dude, I love it.
Bro, I don't know how you stay in shape. I don't know how you do it. Like,
don't
you
either.
have to work out like an absolute monster.
Like a boss.
Like an LA beast.
Like a boss.
Because
What you did there.
the joke. Because okay. Anyway, so
Jeez.
like, what is the maximum that you're gonna pay for streaming stuff all in, because I mean, you figure cable
50,
all
60
in.
bucks, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like cable, you're pretty much into it for like 50, 60 bucks. What are you willing to pay? I mean, because you have Netflix,
I do.
you're gonna get Disney Plus.
I will. How much is that going to be? $10?
I feel
Look,
like Disney's gonna have to come correct on the pricing to try and like
$7.99?
$10 I would be in.
$10 I'm in.
15?
No.
For Disney Plus, no, you're out.
It
was a terrible taco. That is fantastic. Oh,
man,
makes me so
absolutely.
happy.
I love that. Like I have been binge watching his stuff. No joke.
Yeah.
I have. Like since he came into our live show, I was like, oh god, because I always just watch all of his new stuff, and I was like, I got to go back and watch more.
Dude, I went,
Like,
look, the day he stopped into our live show for the first time, I went
I
back and watched the
fanboyed
Lemon
out.
video.
Huh?
I went back and watched the Lemon video and just cried laughing.
The Lemon video.
Cried laughing,
The
yeah.
look on his face just gets me every time. Like it hits him.
So good.
I go back and I watch it like in my kids. We've done that since.
Yeah.
My kids watch that video and they're like, I gotta try this. And they're not very old, so they're like, yeah, I gotta do this.
Oh, it's
Anyway,
glorious.
to your point, $12 I think for Disney.
So 12 for Disney initially is your max. And I mean, what do they got to launch for that? I mean,
$12 I'm questioning it.
so, I mean, is that
$7.99
everything?
$7.99 is no brainer.
Well, yeah, of course.
$9.99.
I feel like
Nine-
$9.99 is still a no-brainer. I mean,
$9.99
Netflix costs more than that right now. Netflix costs way more.
Do you take with them taking Disney and everything out?
Yeah.
And given where we are in our lives,
Yep.
do you get rid of Netflix?
So funny story. I was considering that with between the price hike and knowing what content is leaving Netflix, that option is on the table. I'm not saying that it's likely, but the problem that I have is some of the Netflix original content that's out there is okay at best.
Okay.
And a lot of the other movies that they have out there, like I'm a big lover of science fiction, documentaries, all that kind of stuff. The documentaries that they have are fantastic. The comedy specials that they have are
Amazing.
awesome. That is probably one of the number one things that I watch on Netflix at this point is some of the comedy specials. But the movies, like a lot of the original movies that they have, are really hit and miss. Some of them are just terrible.
A lot of misses though.
Terrible.
I actually have done really well on Hulu. But here's what I don't like about Hulu.
Yeah, commercials.
I still get commercials.
Yeah.
Unless I want to pay more.
They're apparently experimenting with commercials on Netflix as well. And that, again, that is my deal breaker. Like, I'm already paying you a lot of money. I am also one of those crazy people that's still paying for the DVD subscription. I have streaming DVD and Blu-ray
Why?
that I'm paying for
Do you do
through
that?
Netflix. Because there's a lot of movies. Look, I love movies. There's a lot of movies
yeah.
you cannot get on streaming. They are Blu-ray or DVD only. So I still want to watch those movies. That's why I pay for it. Now, I would consider canceling streaming. I would probably keep the DVD Blu-ray thing just to be able to get that content and then try something else. If I leave Netflix, it'll be to try other stuff. And if nothing else competes, I'll go back to Netflix.
Me personally, I would get rid of all the streaming.
Yeah.
I wouldn't care at all. Like
Okay.
I don't want, but I don't. Like if it's there, okay. If it's not there, okay.
Fair.
Like I'm not a big TV. I'm just not.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Now, music.
Oh,
Like, Google
different story.
Google Music has gone up quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, you have a family
I have
plan
a
too?
family plan,
I
yeah.
did the same thing. So you're basically $20 all in at that point.
Yeah.
$17 or $18.
Yeah.
or
So
something.
like
Yeah.
I'm actually somewhat thinking about doing Spotify. I actually got 3 months free with Spotify. I have been trying it. I do not like it compared to because I have a very nice curated library.
Yeah, that's my thing too.
Yep.
Which is my frustration with Google wanting to switch over to
Google Music.
Well,
Or
YouTube Music. It's not the same service.
Nope.
It's not at all the same service. You don't even have all of the features, and you're talking about railroading me into this other service. Granted, you're saying like, oh no, you're going to be grandfathered in. You're going to get all these other features. Like, I'm already concerned for what does all of that mean if I cancel my Google Play subscription?
You
I'm
lose
not-
YouTube Red.
That's my thing. I'm not watching commercials on YouTube. I'm
And
telling you
that's
right
how
now.
we make money.
And that's what I'm saying. We make money off of the ads. Not much. Let's be real about it. But I couldn't tell you the last time I watched a commercial on YouTube. No. Strong pass. I'm out.
Yeah, when is the last time I have? When I'm in incognito mode.
Yeah.
And so, not that I'm doing anything shady and incognito.
Research for our own videos. We do a lot of SEO searching of our own stuff to see where we rank without us being logged in because it favors our own content for us.
Obviously.
So, fair enough. Yeah.
Dude,
I
that
defend you on
looks
that one.
really good up there. Like, it really does.
I forgot it was up there.
It looks so good.
I'm real happy with that.
It looks so good.
All right, let's do the last topic and then we'll roll out of here.
right.
So, the single largest collection of credentials for websites ever has made its way onto the internet. This is 773 million records. Grand total, it is a total of 1.16 billion email addresses and passwords for a variety of websites. It's made its way to this website called haveibeenpwned.com, Pwned. If you're not familiar with it, this is a kind of a website that keeps track of password disclosures like this and other hacks and stuff like that. And they also troll all of these, sites that post credentials, caches, and stuff like that to basically harvest and keep track of your accounts. Not that they're keeping your username and password, but just to keep a list of them. So you type your email address in there and it says, oh, yep, your account has been compromised in this leak. It was found in this trove. Here's a website that it's listed on. Super important service run by an up-and-up guy. So this is a complete list of credentials that go back as far as 2015. So it's not a net new disclosure. It's not like Yahoo was hacked and they coughed up, 300 million email addresses or whatever that ridiculous one was. This is just a combination of older data going back to 2015. But the important thing is that it's got about 140 million unique new email addresses and passwords.
That's ungood.
That was not previously known to be compromised. So that's kind of a big deal. And also, this is just because there's only 773 million unique email address and passwords, and there was a grand total of like 1.16 billion. What that means is if you have an account on one of these compromised services, they have multiple versions of your passwords. So, for example, let's say that you use rolling passwords where you did password 1 time and then you did password 2 the next time. They're going to be able to see that, and they're going to be able to go, I bet they went to password 3. So, short version is you should check out this website, haveibeenpwned.com. You should type in your email addresses and see what pops up. If you've been compromised, you should change your passwords immediately. And for the love of God, quit using the same passwords on all your services.
Stop that.
Use a password manager. Dad, I'm talking to you.
Please, Dad.
Your dad too?
Yeah, use a Mom, Dad,
Yeah.
people, just use a
All of
password
this.
manager. LastPass. You remember one password. And there's a nice feature in there that basically they go, you can just randomize your password. They'll do it for you, then save it to where you never have to know it.
You have to keep track of one password. You know my favorite argument against that? They go, okay, but has LastPass ever been compromised? Yes, it has. They have been totally open about that. LastPass has been compromised. But all of the data that's on LastPass, number one, is encrypted, and LastPass doesn't have the keys to that, so they can't get to it, neither can anybody who downloads your crap. Number two, having a password manager is still better than not having a password manager. It doesn't have to be perfect security, it just has to be better than no security whatsoever. Drives me insane.
Yeah.
Drives me insane.
But then they'll have that one password, then they'll have all my passwords. Literally, they will not.
That's not how it works. That's
They'll
not
have
how any of this works.
They'll have the one password that you'll then go in and change. Yeah, just change the one. That's it. It's not hard. Just one. For the love of God! Just change your passwords. Don't use the same one everywhere.
The mayor himself says, that's amazing. I have the same he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I said, that's amazing. That's the same combination I have on my luggage.
Rolling passwords.
Spaceballs joke.
It's
not important.
Samsonite.
Samsonite. I was
so close.
So use a password manager, man. Just anything, just don't use the same password. Matter of fact, I would rather you write down your passwords on a piece of paper that you keep in a safe someplace rather than use the same password everywhere. Like, using the same password is a way worse idea, and I can't believe I'm even saying that.
I can't believe you said that.
I know, it kind of makes me physically ill to even say that. All right, you got anything else, man?
No. I am so stoked about that. Still.
Well, I look forward to seeing that hanging in your.
It's going
your...
right up where, like, I'm going to put it right next to Thanos' glove.
Yeah, okay.
It's going right there.
In the studio. Next video, look for it.
Oh,
be awesome.
not the next video. I've already recorded that
the
one.
video after.
The video after
Eh,
that.
you know.
Yeah.
Post your social security number. It'll be your bank balance tomorrow. I would be okay with that. I would be very okay with that. But something tells me you might be lying to me.
Okay, here it is. I trust you because the internet.
Don't ask me why. Call me crazy.
Call me crazy.
But you seem like a trustworthy guy.
You seem pretty stand-uppy.
Ish.
So here it is.
One.
And we should have just signed off the paper. That would be great. Hit him with your socials.
All right, everybody. You can find me on Twitter and Twitter only because I forgo all other social media. I'm that person at Ominous Hominid. You can find Scott
at Scott Peachy on the tweet machine.
And
at the Scott Peachy on Instagram.
On the gram.
Man, that was a good show.
It was a good show.
That
yeah.
was fun.
Came in a little spicy. Basically on time. I'm happy.
I'll be honest. The last couple weeks I hadn't come correct. This man was carrying the show, so I could not thank you enough for carrying the show the last couple weeks. You've been on fire the last 3 weeks. I have just been here.
You know how hard it was for me to just take it to the chin when you're like, you're ever going to do a video? And I'm like, if you only knew the stuff that I was doing.
I didn't know. So like, I had to just bust your chops. Like,
and
you
I
just
was
take it.
I was absolutely going to take it because I'm like, there's going to come a day. The reckoning is at
The
hand.
reckoning!
I'm going to hand you a thing and you're like,
No, like, I give you props. The last several weeks I've said, you after the show, you've carried the show single-handedly. I have not been here. I've not been my A game. Maybe you should just do Thursdays and I'll do Sundays.
We'll talk about it. Sunday's a lot more work.
Wait a minute.
A lot more work.
Yeah, that's the show.
All right.
Thanks for joining.
Thanks, everybody, for stopping by. We appreciate you. Love you all so much. If you haven't already done so, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It means the world to us. Check out our regular Sunday releases, and we will see you again next Thursday, 8 p.m.-ish.
Mostly.
Mostly. And
We'll go with that.
And probably without the swear words, too. So, that's it.
There was swear words?
I mean, last week there was.
Oh, there were some swear words last week.
I mean, technically there was this week, too, but we deleted that one, too. Details. See you later.
Bye.